Hey guys, welcome back to another breakdown video. And today we're going to be talking about a topic, and this topic is something that I wrote this down a long time ago, and I seen the topic come back. But basically, some wrestlers filed a lawsuit against WWE, and this lawsuit's been building for a while. I don't know when it's ever going to happen or when it's going to go down. I think Bailey, they're just compiling. Basically, they're just compiling information right now, and they're uh, trying to get a lawsuit together. I know one of them is Chavo Guerrero. Another one, some of the older wrestlers involved with this. I want to say Paul Orndorff is also involved. And I thought the one guy, but I thought he passed away. He used to do the full Nelson back in the day. Um, and I'm blanking on what other wrestlers are in this lawsuit, but there's some other ones that um, were in this lawsuit. And basically, what this lawsuit is about basically there not being any health insurance for pro wrestlers, and they put their time in, and they're on the WWE network. And I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I would assume it would probably come up that their stuff is still being sold today. They're a commodity by the WWE at the time. They put their bodies on the line, and now they're having a lot of health issues. They have a lot of basically it came down to the taking a lot of headshots and things like that, which WWE has been very prevalent about um, trying to donate to the cause to find out about concussions and things like that. Um, and I do understand where the wrestlers are coming from. I do understand about the health insurance thing and the issue. And with WWE being as big as it is today, why haven't they now provided the wrestlers with health insurance? You know, any company in the world today has health insurance. And even though that wrestlers are, honestly, they're called contractors, I still think that WWE could offer health insurance because in all actuality, like any job you go to, they could say, okay, well, we pay you so much per hour, but you don't have to show up every day. And if they did something like that, you could say, okay, well, we're still going to offer you health insurance. Just whenever you work, we'll take the money out of your paycheck. So it doesn't really make sense to me why they call them, okay, well, they're all like whatever. Because if that was the case, like Randy Orton could wrestle for ROH next week, but he can't because he's under contract to the WWE and he can't go to the independents to wrestle. So with that being said, they're contracted to WWE. They can't go anywhere else. So they're technically working under the WWE. So why can't they offer some kind of health insurance? And I do know that I think if I'm thinking this right, I wonder if John Cena gets everything paid for because I don't think so. But I think he makes a lot of money, so he can afford that. But I mean, just think about this: that they put their bodies on the line, and if another wrestler does something kind of odd to them, now that right there, I would get pissed off at and say, no, he's going to pay for my damn insurance because he's the one that kicked me in the head or something. Because I know Dolph Ziggler had a couple things happen to him about a couple years ago when I think Jack Swagger like kicked him in the head like a dumbass that he is, and I don't think it was his fault. I think it was Jack Swagger's fault that he should have paid for his time away from the ring and not Dolph Ziggler. I don't think he should have to pay for another wrestler not being able to do the moves right and accidentally hitting him and things like that. Um, so that's kind of I understand where they're coming from that. But here's the other side of it. How long ago was this? And you guys are claiming that you know what you were doing and before you got to WWE, you were doing things like this. Chavo Guerrero wrestled in like AAA or something or other promotions before he got to WWE. Don't be blaming WWE on your problems. You've been doing this for years, and the other wrestlers probably wrestled independent circuit before they got. So their claims are it's probably going to be brushed under the rug. But here's the point: Vince McMahon should just shut everybody up, get health insurance for the wrestlers, or give them an option to get health insurance and offer them health insurance. Um, Whatever. Like, this is what um, I would like to see happen. I would like to see the WWE start an insurance company for pro wrestlers. Why not? You know, I don't think it would be. I think it would be a smart idea to get with a big insurance company and say, "Hey, we need insurance for one that's legit, one that doesn't have any shady dealings, that's respected, a respected insurance company," and get with them to start a insurance company for pro wrestlers and start a subsidiary, or what do you call that? Like a subsection of a insurance company that is going to be directly there to help professional wrestlers. And even WWE to possibly hire them as a consultant to work within an insurance company and just to deal with WWE insurance, because I think that would be interesting, and even to the point to where they would open it up to any independent wrestler can get this insurance and coverage. All they have to do is call this company and maybe start hiring different people. But it would be, one guy would be in charge of it, and then he would hire other people to work under him. Um, as much business as they draw up. Because if you think about it, TNA could get it, ROH guys could get it, and it would be an insurance company that could make money for the company as well. Because most wrestlers are not going to get injured all the time, but it would be for that reason. It's just going to be like your normal medical insurance that you get at your normal job. You're going to put money into it. Some years you're not going to do anything. Some years you're not going to hurt yourself, and you may only use it to get your wellness checkups and stuff like that. So you're not going to spend a lot of money, but you're going to pay more into it than you're going to get back. So WWE would gain money from this, or this major insurance company would get money from WWE and pro wrestlers for doing this. And on top of that, you would get, help for your wrestlers. They would get insurance, and they wouldn't be screwed in the long run. But I do think, that, as far as, oh, well, I do this, well, like, you know what you're getting into, dude. Why'd you start wrestling, you jackass? Like, you knew the hell you're getting into. That's just the business. That's just what you got into it for. It's like, you can't do that and get hurt 30 years later and come back and say, hey, by the way. It's like, no, that don't fucking work that way. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Stupid wrestlers. What the hell are you guys thinking? Anyways, that's basically my thoughts on it. It doesn't make no sense. I love professional wrestling. I understand that some wrestlers just get bitter as they get older because they can't do it anymore, and some don't spend their money wisely, and they get caught up in owing a lot of money and having to file bankruptcy and things like that, which I still think that the wrestlers should get some kind of royalty, especially now for the network. They should get some kind of royalty coming for kind of like YouTube. I think kind of like for things on the network. How many like I think that if pay per view gets watched, everybody on that pay per view that was on that pay per view should get a certain amount of money, perpetuity or whatever royalty. And it wouldn't be a lot, but it would be a decent amount. But there would be accounts that would be loaded onto automatically in some way that they could do that. And really, it would be like probably pretty easy because they could just have somebody work on that as well. But I mean, I think it would help people with like to get extra money and things like that, and it would show how popular certain people are. Um, Anyways, kind of cool story about the whole that I'm talking about. So it was kind of weird to hear the story come out. And I remember the guy that originally I thought this was coming from, and I think he passed away or something. I'm thinking, but now there's more people behind it, and they're starting to get more and more people. But like I said, it's probably going to get brushed under the freaking rug. It's not. There's not going to hold any water in court. It's not going to hold any weight at all because the whole justification is that they're independent contractors They are they rest. That's what they've always said. They're independent contractors. They can come and go as they please, but they just won't get paid, and they'll be in breach of contract. They have Some people think. Some people sign contracts. Some people work on a nightly basis. Um, Most people in WWE sign contracts, but they're not technically. They're independent contractors. Technically, they just sign a contract to do a certain amount of work for a certain amount of time. But I think the way I don't know how they get paid in wrestling, but here's what I assume. What I assume is if they're injured and they can't wrestle, they probably don't get paid. Or if they do, it's probably a fraction of what they normally make. Like example would be I think Randy Orton was probably out, and he probably makes a lot of money like on his contract. But I bet that they don't pay him as much when he's not on TV. Like if he's not on TV, I bet he's only getting like 50,000 or something like that. Not even very much at all. Probably just enough to live on. But he's probably gotten so much money over the years that he's not been injured. Um, but I can only imagine that they don't get paid as much during that period of time. But anyway, let me know your thoughts about the story down below. What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Do you think WWE's wrong? Or do you think the wrestlers are stupid? My way, it's probably more on the wrestlers being stupid, and Vince McMahon just needs to smarten up and just do something to get health insurance going or something with the company to save his ass in the long run. Because nowadays, like they'll probably start correct. They probably will say, hey, you need to put something in place, but these guys are in the wrong or stupid. But hey, you should have something like that because these guys are just dumb. Like they haven't been in your company for like 10 years. Like why are they bitching about it? Whatever. Uh, and I swore I saw Chris Nowinski in the damn thing for this as well, which is kind of weird because they donated a lot. But he can't wrestle because of what happened to him. Like I said, if it had something to do with somebody else injuring me, that'd be a big problem. Like that's where I would be pissed. But if it was me messed up and I hurt myself, then that's just the thing When you get into wrestling, that's what's going to happen. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep on rocking and keep watching wrestling.